Howdy howdy, this is Ethan Bonreal, and I am back. So, last time we were here, we ended up deeper in the Sunshine Forest. Flint was recruited to be a cowboy in a forest that's on fire, because that's apparently his job. His job is to do whatever cowboys do in forest fires and save the day. And I'm fine with that, because it lets the plot progress, so get into it. Oop, I am definitely not timing my hits, and that's okay. I think I level up off that, right? I do! I'm level 9 now. That's very poggers. Extremely poggers. Super poggers deluxe. Very, very, very ultra omega poggers. But unfortunately for me, I do have to deal with more of these critters, and they're kind of annoying. Luckily, I am officially, like, on curve for how strong I should be, so I am two-shotting them, which is what I wanted. And I guess in exchange for me talking a shit ton about not the game this part, we are going to talk a lot about the game this part. So it's very hard to really describe what this game is about, but I would just say it's just generally about how people deal with change and kind of like, I would say both the inevitability of change, but also the fact that there are forces much bigger than us that we are in opposition to, but we can hold on to each other to try to face those things together for better or worse. And that sounds like I have like a deep critique, and I didn't just make that up in about 15 seconds, but it's true, it's true. I kind of mentioned that in my previous Let's Play. That was kind of my analysis. I'm trying to keep it a little bit simpler now, but... Alexa, why is there a dead man on the ground? Oh, you know, I should have snatched up his wood. Wait a minute. Oh, I should find a voice for this dude. Flint! Wait, no. Flint. Ugh, and Thomas. Damn it! I try to beat these things up, but more just keep coming. I can't get past them. Hello? There's a dead critter on the ground. What is that thing? A bug? Dunno. They're going around the forest lighting fires. But never mind that. Fuel's still at home. What? Fuel's still in your shack? Flint, you go help Fuel. I'll look after Lighter. And I snatch up this wood. Thank you very much. Flint, if you're going to use that lumber as a weapon, make sure you equip it first. Thank you very much, Thomas. I do appreciate the quick tutorial. So I'm gonna be slanging that wood. Here you go. And that's gonna lower my speed because it is a big piece of wood. But we gotta fight some bugs, I guess. I'm concerned, Mom. Alright, well, I'm pretty sure I can do this, so we're gonna actually power Flint up. So Flint is the first character you control in this game, very obviously. He, unlike most of the characters that you encounter in the Mother series, actually does not have psychic brain powers. He is literally just some dude. And I think that's kind of endearing, honestly. I think it also shows what they're trying to portray in him, that he is a rugged individualist. Allegedly. You could really read a lot into Flint, because he doesn't really talk that much. He, is the natural conclusion of having a silent protagonist for a father. He just exists and does things, and you are free to interpret what he is doing, any way you want. And again, that is kind of endearing in its own way, and it's very relatable because that is what having a father is like a lot of times. You can't really... I don't know how to explain it. Like, you can't always really puzzle together what they're about. You just kind of feel the reverberation of their actions. Give me 1 second here. Okay, strengthen up's the one I want. And so likewise, Flint just does things, and you personally have to interpret them if they are good or bad, or reasonable or unreasonable, and that's actually something I'm kind of going through with analyzing my relationship with my father, because he does not really talk about his feelings. He's not a cowboy, though. Although I think my dad would be good at being a cowboy. He has a very good work ethic, and my dad actually, if you don't know this, and you haven't seen me physically, I am decently muscular, and my dad has actually been into bodybuilding most of my life. My dad is a muscular African-American father. And so he also has some rugged traits to him. I don't think he would wield a piece of lumber the way that Flint does, but it is within possibility that he could do that if he so chose. That's within his power set. This mouse is biting the shit out of me. But, back to the game. So, like I mentioned before, the game is kind of really about change. So, we didn't get to see too much of it in the intro, but this was a fairly normal, peaceful island with a rural community on it. And what basically happened is that there's just weird shit happening. A fire happened, there are freaky insects that spit fire, and we ran into a horrific, freaky mouse that tried to murder the shit out of us. And why is that? What's going on in the world? Well, the thing is we don't fucking know. It just happens, and we kind of have to deal with the consequences of it. But what we do have is our connections to each other. So you'll see that the people on this island, in the face of this change, they band together, and they both reaffirm and realign their relationships with one another in the face of this change. And that involves becoming covered in soot like this while taking our friend's son back to him. So, I'm very sooty right now, and that's okay. This is kind of a running gag, actually, in Mother games, where characters either do something very psychically or physically impressive, and the aftermath of it causes an explosion that covers them in soot. And it's supposed to be very funny, because it's just like, it's kind of silly looking, right? I'm going to murder this monster. There we go. You got murdered to death. Good for you. Got some XP. Oh, I should probably feed him some nut, right? But I think, like I mentioned, not only is this game about change, but it's like about how that change affects people and how they relate to each other, and how people kind of hold on to each other for better or worse, or let go of each other due to that change. And I think that's also something that is going on with me right now, where I think part of me wanting to become closer to my parents as I get older is kind of the reality of the world changing and my relationship to it changing, and wanting that comfort of having that type of relationship with someone, one that is supposed to be positive, and like holding on to that for stability. And I don't think that's bad. Sometimes I see people talk about stuff like that as if it's like very nefarious, like, oh, you're being duplicitous because you want comfort from other people, and you want, you know, to have them help deal with your fears. Let's knock on the door here. Oh, I guess it's not the time for that. I'm gonna save at this frog, though. And the thing is that I think people wanting comfort from each other is actually very normal. I think that's one of the reasons why people interact with each other, and the fact that people maybe want something out of an interaction, like comfort, doesn't necessarily mean they're being cruel people. I think it's something we give to each other, not that we only take from each other. Flint, you're pitch black and covered in soot, but you're alright? Being the responsible man I am, I managed to keep, pardon me, I managed to bring Lighter here. Hurry and let him see Fuel. So if you're a little confused what's going on, maybe you're not actively watching, I rescued, Lighter, who is our friend. I rescued his son, who's named Fuel, and I am taking him back to his father. Dad! That voice, is that you, Fuel? You alright? What in the world happened to you? You're pitch black and covered in soot. What about you, Dad? You busted your leg. Oh, this ain't nothing. All I gotta do is twist it like this, and then do this, and... Ooh, consnarn it. Boss, what are you doing? Fixing my injuries, obviously. What does it look like? Anyway, we sure are lucky Flint showed up when he did. Yeah, he and Lighter have always been quarreling buds since they were kids. I'm a little tired of doing voices, honestly. My throat kind of hurts. It's enough to make me jealous. Thanks, Flint. I guess I showed my not-so-tough side, huh? I owe you one for today. I think that could be the first time I've ever heard the boss thank anyone. That is very man behavior deluxe. You're right. The only thing that could make this any stranger is if it started pouring rain. Looks at the camera, and it starts fucking raining. Let's just hope this rain puts out the fire. We need to tend to Lighter. Let's head back to the village for now. Oh, it looks like we had some injuries. There you are, Flint. You're all patched up now. It's a good thing you and Fuel only suffered light injuries. That's Thomas, by the way. It's been a while since Tasmilly had rain. Flint, please get some nice rest. I guess that is within my rights, right? I do deserve some rest. Something that's always interesting to me is whenever you go through like really major insane stuff and like you get back home after doing it, I don't know if this makes sense, but it always kind of wigged me out that like you keep existing after that happened. Like you just kind of like get home after like, let's say like an insane car accident, and you get home and you're just sitting in bed and you're just like, I guess I'm supposed to keep going on despite all that shit that just happened. And this is exactly what's happening. Like, we just saved this man from a fucking fire and his son, and now we're here just being a dude. We're a cowboy. We have to go back to work in the morning. Like, what's going on with that? It's just kind of like you get hit with overwhelmed things, and the only option, or not overwhelmed, overwhelming stuff, and the only thing you can do is remain whelmed. I don't know. It's just a little wiggy that you don't have like a pause button or a way to just turn off life for a bit when things like that happen. But in the meantime and between time, oop, we disconnected on accident. I think this is where we're going to end the video for now. We'll go ahead and start the video again talking to this person named Isaac, but I hope you enjoyed listening to me. I should probably ask this more often, but if you are watching this, consider leaving a comment and maybe giving a like. That helps me out by giving me serotonin, because I have no ambitions for this being a massive hit of a Let's Play. In fact, I think my first part and my second part were pretty weak, but that's okay. It's helping train y'all getting used to what I am like as a Let's Player. But, I think I am going to cut it now. I hope y'all have a good night. Thumbs up that JPEG. Goodbye.